Ladies and gentlemen, Decision 2024 has begun. We are 2 hours into voting for the first phase of the Lok Sabha elections. 102 constituencies across 21 states and union territories are making this the largest phase of the 7-phase election. 2 states, Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura, are voting for their assemblies as well. The big focus, ladies and gentlemen, today is on Tamil Nadu. The state has 39 Lok Sabha seats and all are voting today. Most big faces in the state were early this morning out to vote. You have on your screens Chief Minister M.K. Stalin along with his family walking into the polling booth. And then we got these pictures. You have superstar Rajnikant really showing the way for youngsters and first-time voters. The 73-year-old superstar was up bright and early at a polling booth. When he left, he left smiling. And then, of course, you have the other big superstar in the state of Tamil Nadu right now, that is K. Annamalai, the man leading the BJP charge in the state. BJP's fate is in the hands of this man. He has cast his vote. That is Mr. K. Annamalai, a former IPS officer turned politician. So, who you also have is someone who quit her governor post to come and fight the election in Tamil Nadu on a BJP ticket. That's Tamilisai Soundarajan casting her vote as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you, it's frightfully hot in Chennai as we speak. It is about 34 degrees, 32 degrees or 34 degrees right now, and the temperatures are only expected to go up. As we see mainstream leaders in Tamil Nadu come out and cast their vote, let's quickly also listen into them.
The world's largest electoral festival, the Indian elections. Today I have done my democratic duty, and it is an important duty for every citizen of our country, because our country is a functioning democracy where the citizens have to make the democracy to function every 5 years by coming out, turning up in large numbers and voting. And today we are extremely confident that people will repose their trust in good people, people will repose their trust in good governance, and people will stand with people who stood with them over the last 10 years. I'm extremely confident that Tamil Nadu will witness a historic change on June 4, and all our candidates everywhere, they're standing with people. I'm sure the people will honor all of our hard-working candidates who stood.
Let me go across to my guests who are joining me this morning. Dr. Tayal is from the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Swati Chandrashekhar is spokesperson of the Congress party with us as well. We have B.S. Arun, who's a senior journalist, joining us. And then at 9:30, we'll be putting the focus on Maharashtra, 5 seats in Vidarbha going to the polls there. So we'll be speaking about that, but that's only at 9:30. For the moment, we are reserving time for the state of Tamil Nadu because all 39 seats going to the polls today. Dr. Tayal, can I start with you? We've just heard from Mr. Annamalai, who's already, as he has cast his vote and as Tamil Nadu begins to vote, he's already saying that the DMK is using money power and liquor power to influence voters in Coimbatore and defeat him.
Good morning to all of you. And while he has put it on record, I don't think there's anything surprising about it, because there is a sense of desperation that is there. Nobody expected in the past, given the past performance of the Bharatiya Janata Party, nobody expected that it will come back with such a bang. I mean, from roughly about a 3% vote share, not just us, but most of the pollsters, all the psephologists are today giving a 20% plus to Bharatiya Janata Party. And a serious dent, I mean, while some of them are saying it may not translate into seats, but the feeling is that yes, it will translate into seats also. And about 5 to 6 seats, I would say, there is a very tough fight which we are giving, and we expect to get good dividends there. I mean, for example, take Kanyakumari or for that matter, Coimbatore or even Chennai South. So these are some of the seats. So 5, 6 seats. So when a ruling party, they feel that, where have these guys come from? So then, suddenly they have to use whatever is at their behest, which is not fair in an election of this kind. It should be fair to everybody. But yes, I mean, it is not beyond them. That is what they are about.
No, all is fair in love and war. ना Mr. Tayal, all is fair in love and war. है ना? You are accusing essentially the DMK of not giving the BJP a level playing field. The entire India bloc has been saying this for the last 1 month, that the BJP has ensured no level playing field in election 2024. है ना? तो वो छोड़ देते हैं, वो सिलसिला तो चलता रहेगा. But B.S. Arun, is this wishful thinking as far as the BJP is concerned? Look, have they made an impact? Yes, definitely. They have made an impact. If the Prime Minister has come down to Tamil Nadu 9 times and held rallies, if Mr. Annamalai has, dominated airwaves almost every day saying one thing or the other, the fact is that they have made an impact. Point is, 2019, they had not even opened their account. Their score was a duck. Do you see them doing better than that? Maybe 2 to 3 seats, as Mr. Tayal is predicting?
Better than 2019, certainly in case of vote share, but seat share, well, it's a $1 million question. But BJP is putting its faith in some of the seats, like Coimbatore, like Virudnagar, and a couple of other seats where they think that Mailaduthurai is another constituency. Like this, there are some constituencies where even South Chennai, where the former Telangana governor is contesting. So these are some of the seats where the BJP is giving added focus. But the issue is, there's a fight for the opposition space in Tamil Nadu. The party BJP has moved away from ADMK, with which it had the alliance last time. This time it's fighting almost all alone, except for an alliance with a couple of smaller parties. So the space in Tamil Nadu, as far as the opposition is concerned, is sort of wide open. The GMP is there, very strong, won nearly every seat except one in 2019, and it's poised to win a majority of the seats, certainly this time also. So there lies, the fight for the opposition space, because AADMK has always made an impact in terms of vote share, nearly close to the mark of DMK. And that space now BJP wants to take over. And that is the reason why Prime Minister and the BJP are relentlessly and in a determined fashion, making their sojourns to this southern state.
Mr. Arun, the fact is that the BJP has already shown us in Bengal that it is good in occupying or wresting control of the opposition space. The main opposition at one point of time, for Mamata Banerjee used to be the Congress party. Now it is the BJP. That is the truth of the matter. That is what the BJP has managed to achieve in Bengal. Can they achieve what they managed to achieve in Bengal? Perhaps not this time. But you have to give it to them, Mr. Arun. They are giving this a serious shot. My question to you is, are we all underestimating the AIADMK?
Well, AIADMK is one party, like the GMK, is spread across the entire state. It has its party workers in every village, like the GMK. So BJP has a long way to go, and the BJP leaders know this very well. But the BJP is there as a long-term player. It wants, the party, the next focus will be on the 2026 assembly elections, and thereafter the 2029 Lok Sabha elections. They may not be much better if the party doesn't win even a single seat this time, but they would certainly be looking for the next assembly and the next Lok Sabha elections and thereafter. Because this is one state, which is a fertile, BJP thinks that this is a fertile hunting ground for the BJP. There are 39 seats, and it is not their fifth dump, unlike the northern states. So, and northern states, they have reached a saturation point. So from where they can get additional votes, it is from the south, where they have done dismally over the last many decades, except for Karnataka. So there lies, the field for the BJP, and it wants to take over as early as possible. But then it's certainly ready to wait. The BJP is a party we have seen in Telangana. We have seen even in a municipal election, like in Greater Hyderabad, where Home Minister Amit Shah and party presidents and others came and campaigned, and the party won. Party did very well, although it now occupies only the opposition space from 4 to 50. That's what the number of seats they got in the last election. So the Hyderabad Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. So that is the BJP.
Correct.
They are ready to fight and wait for a long time.
Swati Chandrashekhar, is that the worry for the ruling DMK Congress alliance, that the BJP is playing a long-term game? You think they are playing the game to get a couple of seats in this election? I mean, they would be thrilled if they did, because it would mean that at least they'll open their account. But they are here for 2026 and 2029. And they'll keep playing the game. They'll tire you out. Swati, that question was for you, if you could hear me.
Can you please repeat the question? I'm so sorry, I lost the network.
Yes.
In short.
No stress. No stress. Swati, my question to you is that the big worry for the DMK and the Congress alliance in Tamil Nadu? That all right, this time it's a done deal. We all know who's winning this election. Our point is, and the question is, will the BJP open its account? Maybe it will. Maybe it will win a couple of seats. Let's see. We'll just wait and watch. But the real game for the BJP is a long game. They are marathon players. They will keep at it, because they are not eyeing 2024 and 2 seats or 1 seat in 2024. They're actually eyeing 2026 and 2029. So the challenge in Tamil Nadu for the DMK and the Congress will only get tougher from here on, irrespective of how the BJP actually does in this election.
Actually, let me give you a small example. As we're talking about Tamil Nadu, I also want to talk about my home state, neighboring state, Karnataka. In 2006, when Kumaraswamy was the chief minister, the youngest chief minister, when he was 47 years, son of former Prime Minister Deve Gowda, they were like heaps of people who were coming to actually see him once he assumed the office, and the mass gathering, the crowd he was actually pulling. I'm sure Mr. Arun, who has observed Karnataka very closely, will also agree with this. But the conversion to vote, let me tell you, till date, it's been almost like more than 18 years of his politics, or him dedicated completely into politics. He is not able to garner anything more than 10 to 15% of votes in Karnataka, which is not going to get converted into seats. Even today, there is a craze for Kumaraswamy, where people want to see him. They come, they address his rallies, they witness his rallies, but that is not as a conversion of votes in Karnataka. And trust me, the same thing is happening in Tamil Nadu as well. I'm not telling this in air. I traveled Tamil Nadu. I was there in Tamil Nadu last week. I traveled in central part of Tamil Nadu. I traveled in southern part of Tamil Nadu. People are very clear. People are like, okay, who is this person who is talking so much, who is taking on the current government? But something is very clear, which is not going to convert into votes. For BJP to make inroads into Tamil Nadu, it has to again wait for another 100 years. This is something which is very clear. And let me tell you something. With respect to AIADMK, with respect to
that
DMK,
is what Bengal thought as well. But that's not how it worked out.
There is a nativity. But BJP cannot definitely give that nativity to Tamil Nadu. And this was especially, even if it is 26, even if it is 29, even if it is 34. So we are very clear, we are very sure, especially with respect to India Alliance.
We are not soothsayers or astrologers.
No, I'm not telling astrology.
We are not astrologers. We don't know what is going to happen in 2009 and 2026.
I'm just trying to predict what people's pulse, what people are telling in the ground.
But one thing is clear, that as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, one thing is clear, and the good part is that the voting percentage is always above 72%. If you look at the assembly elections, or you look at 2019, the voting percentage is somewhere between 72 to 74%, which means that large number of people do come out and vote. Of course, the election is in the middle of summer, Mr. Arun, so one is just keeping our fingers crossed. But as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, the track record is fairly good. And I just don't, I'm going to ask Mr. Tayal and you this question, and it's not specifically related to Tamil Nadu. Every election is a mahal. Like when you're going into elections, there's a certain mahal. That buzz seems to be missing, at least for the first phase. Is that something you feel, Mr. Arun, as well, or is it just me?
I think it's in the rural areas, it's a bit subdued, and in the cities, I think it's fairly okay. In India, the problem is in the cities, the educated people don't come and vote, as we see unlike what we see in the rural areas. That's a major concern. A city like Bangalore, in the last assembly elections, in Bangalore South, I think it turned out was just about 45%. So how do you explain this? A city where
Correct.
many of the educated stay, and there you see not even half of the population comes out and votes. But in the rural areas, certainly across the country, you take any state, the vote percentage has been quite good over the last many elections, and that's where India lies also. So I think that there is need, despite the awareness campaigns taken up by the Election Commission. There's a huge need, to make these educated people to come and vote. And this time, unfortunately, I think on 4 different phases, the elections are on Friday and maybe on Monday. I don't know what compelled the Election Commission to do this, because on Fridays and Mondays, you see most of the voters, a good part of the voters, would take another day off and go to some vacation and things like that, and abstain themselves from voting. So this is one area where I think the Election Commission will have to look, into it.
The one area that the Election Commission is very worried about, Dr. Tayal, is the fact that first-time voters simply aren't bothered. Less than 30% first-time voters in this country have actually registered to vote. And that is the worry. Elections are fought for the future of our democracy, and the future of our country, it seems, is not interested in the future of our democracy. Dr. Tayal?
So let me answer the question that you asked, कि माहौल क्यों नहीं बना? And interestingly, you had given the answer to it earlier when you said we all know who is winning this election. Now, माहौल कब बनता है?
नहीं. Come on. I said मैंने तमिलनाडु की बात की थी. मैंने तमिलनाडु की बात की थी. But to be fair to you, no, I'll say this. But in the interest of fairness, I'll say this. For most people, at least people I speak to in North India, say the election is a done deal. Numbers का खेल है, अब किसको कितना मिलेगा. But we all know who is winning this election. So that is the truth. But also, Dr. Tayal, I feel that there is also an exhaustion, right? This is a 7-phase election, and it is in the middle of summer. So you need to keep your ammunition for the other phases as well, right?
No, so I want to differ here. The basic issue which I would say why you feel there is no mahal is, take a cricket match between India and Pakistan and a cricket match between India and Nepal. Kiska mahal banega? So the answer lies there. The answer doesn't lie anywhere else. So it's a done deal. So the fact actually lies there. In fact, we are all pushing the population that no, this is the most important thing to do, which we heard Mr. Annamalai also say, that we have to go out and vote. So that is important. But coming back to the questions that you were asking about...
The first rule of war, Dr. Tayal, is never underestimate your enemy. Huh?
No, we don't.
The first rule of war is never to underestimate your enemy.
BJP could be accused of anything. It has never been accused of, of being complicit. So we are never complicit. So anything else, yes, but even our enemies have never accused us of being complicit. I want to come to Tamil Nadu. There is something very important and fundamental there. It is not just a battle between the parties. Actually, it is, today I would look at it as a battle between 2 thoughts. There is one divisive thought and there is one unifying thought. Here is the Prime Minister who says Tamil is the oldest language in the world, and we're going to promote it because language has been a serious issue. And here is Mr. Stalin who goes out and says that Sanatan is AIDS. So the North-South divide. So they want to divide the country. On the other side is the party which wants to unite the country. So today the populace is looking at which party is going where. And that is where the difference is going to come from. Because here is BJP, which is working for taking the entire country along and the development along, and Tamil Nadu becomes a very, very important factor in that whole thing. Just one more thing.
Mr. Tayal, but when you talk about taking the country together, you should be talking about taking the country together in all its diversity.
Yeah, we are.
But the south of India especially feels that the BJP is a Hindi heartland party that is trying to impose its culture, its food habits and its language on us. And हरकतें भी कुछ तो BJP ऐसी करता ही है.
So if the Prime Minister is saying, I want to take Tamil not just nationwide but worldwide as the oldest language, then that divide is not there. That is exactly the point. That is a bogey that is being created by the DMK. It doesn't happen. And interestingly, there is something I want to share.
So you're saying this is an ideological battle that is at play in Tamil Nadu. You are saying this is an ideological battle that is at play in Tamil Nadu, and the people of Tamil Nadu will finally in this election decide which ideology they adhere to and they agree with. Mr. Arun, is that something you agree on? Because, elections are not fought on one issue. Elections are fought on multiple issues. For Tamil Nadu, is there one overarching issue?
Well, I think the one overarching issue that the DMK is highlighting is the financial devolution from the center to the states. Shreya, if three states of a country are up against the center as regards the devolution, the help from the center as regards natural calamities like drought and flood, then there is some problem there. Two states have gone to the court. Tamil Nadu is up against the center. The Karnataka went to court and court took up the matter as far as the drought assistance is concerned just about last week. And Kerala has already gone to court. So, and two of these states have held demonstration in Delhi, drawing the attention of the powers that be. So when this is the situation, I think there lies some problem regarding the funds delivery from the center to the states. And this Tamil Nadu and Karnataka and even Kerala have made it a big issue. The main party here, Congress, the DMK, and the left parties in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka have made this a major issue in the elections, and that certainly, I think, they are perhaps succeeded in striking a chord among the electorate. And that's where I think BJP has to look at this seriously. It's not just the question of an opposition-ruled state, but the issue of a large section of people, sort of thinking that, there is some problem. I think the BJP is doing injustice to the people of these states. And when this thought process is developing, I think the BJP will have to give prominence and have to, take measures that would ensure that there is a level playing field between the BJP-ruled states and the opposition-ruled states.
Okay. Mr. Arun, I'm afraid I'll have to pause this here. This is an interesting conversation, and all focus today in phase one is, of course, going to be on Tamil Nadu, a large state where the BJP is trying to make inroads, where you have an alliance, that is the India alliance, that is rock solid, expected to sweep once again. But if the BJP does manage to increase its vote share this time, it will be a big success for them. Remember, the Prime Minister personally invested, has held at least 9 rallies here. So you have to give it to the BJP. Whether you agree with their ideology or not, you have to give it to the BJP. The fact is that they fight to win. If not win today, then win in 2026, perhaps in 2029.